AFTERBUZZ TV presents America's Next Top Model, The After Show. This is episode 6, season 23. Out for the count. Let's do it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, let's see those boxing moves. Oh, yeah, somebody's definitely been taking classes. Hello. All right, this is AFTERBUZZ TV, America's Next Top Model, the after show. We are on season 23, episode 6. It's titled Out for the Count. I'm your host, Mike Scocozza. You can find me on the World Wide Webs. That's Mike Scocozza, Scocozza, and joined by the rest of my lovely panel.
Hey guys, I'm Vivian Adaobi, and you can always chat with me online at VivaciouslyViv.
Hey guys, Heather Yerrid. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Heather Yerrid.
Hello, I'm Desola Balogun. You can find me everywhere at Desola B.
And this was a action-packed episode. It starts with a little love. It starts with a little love, though. It starts with a little love. Kyle and Marissa getting catching feelings. You know what I mean?
This is so funny because wasn't it in the first or second episode where Kyle was having a little love connection with a contestant who didn't make it to the actual show?
Well, that chick just really liked her. I don't know if Kyle was so much vibing her out.
But she was.
Homegirl was upset when she
who?
did.
I forgot about her.
The girl only lasted
like
the first
like,
episode.
you know, like
remember, she was
crazy,
like, I'm supposed to be in there with her when she
Yeah.
got eliminated.
Yeah, so it's interesting that Kyle has another love storyline in the show.
Clearly, it seems to me that her anxiety is calmed by a relationship. So it's like a classic, hey, I'm feeling nervous, I'm feeling anxious, I need a warm body next to me. So that she probably catches feelings pretty quickly.
Obviously.
Yeah, but you know, in the situation though too, it's nice to have somebody to snuggle with. You know, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Okay, I have a comment/question that you might be able to answer when it comes to that.
Okay.
I was watching and I was thinking, why is it that every season there is someone who has like a love connection, and in their confessionals they say, oh my God, I really wanted to do well, but I was so distracted because I kept thinking about Heather. And I'm thinking to myself,
Is this a confession?
well, I'm thinking, is this real, or are the questions manipulated to make it look like they really were thinking about them? Because that doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, the questions are manipulated to make sure that you see what they want you to see.
Okay, yeah, because it doesn't make
No,
sense.
so the way it kind of breaks down is like when they're doing you know, these interviews, the whole day is spent doing these interviews. So you're in with the producer for like, depending on how far down it goes, like an hour, 2-3 hours, each person, because they're really like pulling at everything and they're really working every angle. And of course, when you're in that position, Allison, I love you to death, but you make everybody feel very comfortable and very like, you know, so they want to, you're looking for somebody to almost open up to, you know what I mean? And then of course, once something is on tape, they can use that however they want too.
For sure. I heard a lot of voiceovers this episode.
A lot
it
of
seems like,
voiceovers.
yeah, I don't know. I hate to point that out. I never like to point that out because I feel like I ruined the show, but I was like, wow, that was a voiceover, that was a voiceover, that was a voiceover. I wonder what happened, or I wonder what they didn't get.
I mean, that's interesting too, because a lot of times in post-production, they'll add the voiceover when they've realized, oh, this was a storyline that we may not have picked up on in the moment.
That's part of it too, of
Oh
course,
wow!
yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah, when Ashley came over for dinner, that's how I was like, wow, there was like 3 there when she was cut. They weren't like looking at her; they were looking at the other girls, and then she would say things of why we're here, what the focus is, and I guess that was around the food, maybe, I'm not sure, but I was like, oh, interesting.
Well, you know, when editing, they can make anything look like whatever they want, but I just don't think. I'm thinking like there's no way Kyle has this opportunity, and she's saying that she's so like distracted by Marissa, so she can't do a good job. Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
I believe it though, because sometimes when you don't feel super confident about something, you use anything to be your crutch. And so I feel like in this episode, she decided that Marissa was going to be her crutch. And so, you know, it's easy to blame stuff on her feelings for Marissa instead of owning up and saying she should have been more focused.
It's almost like her
Oh,
way
of
out.
course it was.
Yeah, it's her
it's just
scapegoat.
crazy though. But
Well, remember Corey Ann a couple episodes said like, I miss my friends. I feel like I'm missing out on things in LA. Like I wish I could be with my friends, and I was like, you're on America's Next Top Model.
literally,
Right.
yeah.
So like, you know,
What are your friends doing? They're binge drinking on a Saturday night and wishing they were
I thought
you.
that was the best part. I'm like, oh, I don't gotta talk to anybody for 2 months.
Right?
Great. See you later.
Oh God.
Vacation.
We want to say hi to everyone at the live chat, by the way, because they're all commenting saying they're so excited to be watching and they thought the hookup was weird. I'm with you, Scrappy's mom. I want to say that. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for watching.
Do you mind if we jump to that, Mike? Can we talk about that real quick?
About what?
About the hookup, because he just said that someone on the live chat mentioned that it was weird, and I saw something that like stuck out big time. But I know
Yeah,
it
what
was at the end.
happened? No, what was up?
So we see Kyle and we see Marissa, and right when it got down hot and heavy, where Kyle was like, "I want to i.e. have sex with you," Marissa jumped up, like she was like, "Get the fuck away from me." Like she dipped out. And at that moment, I was like, see, you start the show and you're like, I'm very open. I don't think love has a gender. When you get called on it, you ran. And she was like, I don't want to talk about it. She got uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Did that stick out to anyone else?
It stuck out to me because my freshman year of college, I had a roommate who was lesbian, and she would get so frustrated by single straight women who were experimenting and wanted to experiment with her until she got serious. And they weren't game.
And is serious mean have sex with them?
Yeah, like physical
Okay,
or something
got it.
besides kissing, and then suddenly they were, oh no.
Okay, got it. All right, so that's like a thing. Well, and that answer is exactly what I thought. I was like, she's not bisexual then. She's bi-curious. She wanted to make out. She also wanted to cuddle, but she ran.
She did ran. I feel like maybe there was something else there that we didn't see. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like all of a sudden it went from like this to like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But that was very aggressive, though, also. They were just sitting there cuddling, and Kyle was, the day before, well, we don't know what day it was, but Kyle was saying, like,
Right.
oh, I want to kiss you or whatever. And she said, okay. And then the next thing you know, Kyle says, I want to F you. And then she's like, so maybe Marissa just wanted someone to hang out with also, but then, remember, she wants to keep her mind on the
That's
competition.
true.
Right.
But you do notice everybody in the house kept commenting like, oh, they're spending so much time. Like clearly it was definitely a thing.
100%.
Yeah.
This was no like out of the blue. I don't think that was out of the blue at all. And that
probably a slow
reaction,
build-up.
yeah, that reaction, her whole presence this episode really blew me away. Everything Marissa was very intense.
I was put off by it, actually. The way she spoke to Courtney, I felt like it was so rude. Like I wouldn't speak to him. She says, get out of my sight, blah, blah, blah. And she wasn't even saying anything, though she might have said something that we didn't see. But I just thought, what did you guys think about that?
I could kind of see where she was coming from, because if we've noticed throughout the episodes, where Courtney goes, drama follows. And so knowing that she's having a confrontation with someone who she's been very intimate with, and then Courtney is just lurking around, I could see how that, if her blood is already boiling, Courtney literally just set her off.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but there's a way you talk to people, though. Especially if they didn't really, if Courtney, if we're arguing and one of you guys just come up and are just watching, which I know is kind of awkward, but I'm not gonna be like, get the F out, like that's just not. I don't know. I feel like that's not how you
But
speak to
think
people.
about
So I
the
was
estrogen in the
it's
house.
true.
Yeah.
It just threw me off.
I feel like there was, again, probably more going on there
course.
than they actually showed. Between everybody, I'm sure. It's a very small house. Everybody knows what you're all doing. You know what I mean? They're going to stand there and look at you while you're yelling. I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah, well, I thought Courtney said something pretty reasonable. She was like, I think where she was coming from was not a place, she didn't say these words exactly, but I'm paraphrasing. Like, just wasn't from her heart. Like, I think she just snapped a little bit, go to bed, don't worry about it. That was good advice. Marissa was intentionally saying Courtney's name. Courtney is this, Courtney is that. And then she's like, shut the F up. I'm not even saying your name. Yeah, actually, I wrote it down. You said it 4 times. Just saying. I mean, like, come on.
I mean, honestly, Benta is the one, in my opinion, who is always in the drama.
Yes.
More than Courtney. Like, Benta is something else. I'm like, this girl is like, I mean, like I said, I really like her presence, and I think she's very strong, but she's something else.
Do you think
Yeah.
there's a chip on her shoulder? I wrote that down, chip.
I think it's a culture clash.
Yeah.
That's what I really think
Tell
it
us more.
is.
What do you mean by culture class?
Because she's not American, she's from Gambia, and she's probably used to a certain level of order that just isn't present in the house, and not just because of how the girls were raised, but because of the nature of they're in a competition, they're running back and forth, and she's probably just not comfortable with it, and she's a very strong-minded person, very vocal.
Very.
But, she should take things with a grain of salt, maybe.
I feel like people probably in her personal life don't even challenge her that much. You know what I mean? So then when you're around other people and you're in this like weird environment, it just sets stuff off.
Yeah, she's very quick to. I mean, again, I'm privy to cursing. I curse a lot. I say curse words, but I just definitely we've seen her cuss someone out almost every episode. So hearing you guys say Courtney's the butt of the drama, Benta is in my world. Like Benta is coming at somebody. Everybody cleans differently. In this episode, it was the cleaning.
Yeah.
Everybody cleans differently. Again, I've lived with my roommate for 10 months. The woman has never picked up a broom or a vacuum. I've cleaned every other week for 10 months, and it is what it is. Like, keep the peace, you know?
And we were talking earlier because I was doing the most passive-aggressive stuff with my 4 male roommates
Great castmate here.
when they wouldn't clean up. But I mean, they ended up cleaning up, and there was no fight or no arguments. But I just made sure that I let trash bags be around to aid them.
Yeah.
And they're cleaning up the house.
Yeah.
It's almost like Benta's looking for an excuse to pop off sometimes. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yes.
so just clean up the shit. Who cares?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
don't make a big deal out of it. Like, listen, they showed a clip of everybody cleaning up. I'm sure everybody pitched in a little bit. You know, maybe some did more than others. That's the dichotomy of any culture. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I do feel like Tatiana did kind of escalate it quickly though, because I feel like Benta said something and then Tatiana like popped off on her, and then of course Benta's like, you're not gonna do that to me, and then that's when she was like,
everybody's a tough guy until you can't physically touch somebody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Right,
of course,
yeah.
I'm gonna yell the loudest because if I touch you, I'm gone. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, it's like, come on. Like, you're gonna bang on your chest louder than somebody else? Like, come on.
Yeah, Benta instigated that. I think you're totally wrong. In no way, shape, or form. If that were me, Benta kept, I don't care how passive aggressive or how much you are, you kept going and going and going and going.
I didn't say she didn't initiate it. I'm just saying
You
that
said she escalated it.
No, Tatiana did.
She did not
No,
escalate
no,
it.
Benta started it, but then Tatiana started like yelling like super
No,
loud.
no.
We can rewatch it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, not right now, but we can after.
Pull
I'm
the
just
clip.
saying.
Pull the clip.
I wish we did have it. I'm just saying, but
It's so funny that you guys are on the same side because I feel
oh
like
yeah, we should be across from each
the
other,
most
right?
volatile of the panels.
I'm just saying, and people at home, by the way, are saying that, first of all, they're trying to give Marissa a pass because of her age. I don't agree with that. They say she's 18, so
Wait,
it's okay.
how old is Kyle?
Oh, yeah,
23.
that was
23.
funny to me, too.
23,
They're,
okay.
like, making a big deal out of the fact that she's, like, 2 or 3 years
Yeah,
older.
how old is Kyle? 24?
22?
Yeah.
Something like
That's,
that.
that's the difference, though, 18 and 23.
Oh, please.
I was on the show and I was making out an 18-year-old and I was 27. I don't
And you were 27. Oh, wow.
Mike,
okay.
tell us more. Was it a guy or a girl?
It was a lady.
Oh, the ladies.
And the show just got so much more
I
interesting.
got my bottle of Cavatier.
Yeah.
It's the lady.
Yeah, that was weird. Again, it looked to me that Marissa was looking for another excuse, but aren't you uncomfortable with age? Aren't you uncomfortable? Are you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
uncomfortable?
She was looking for a way out.
Yeah, the whole time.
I also think the fact that she was on TV, I don't know if you guys noticed that she was looking
She kept
at
watching
like
the
the
camera.
cameras kind of, and like when Kyle first tried to kiss her. And she was like this, looking like, oh
didn't
god,
notice
there are
that.
people at home that are
Oh,
gonna be
yeah,
seeing this.
she kept looking back.
Yeah.
Because another thing too that I was thinking in my mind is if Marissa is thinking of a reality TV show lifestyle, how it can propel you, this might be a good way to get some attention.
Yeah,
But,
she's doing a lot of
you
things to
know?
get some attention.
And they also kept that clip for a long time. I thought it was kind of awkward because I don't think this is not like the real world where they show like people hooking up. So that clip of them kissing was kind of long. I was like, wait, this is. It was like 7 seconds. Is this like 7 seconds? That's kind of a long time though. It was like 1 kiss, 2 kiss, 3. I don't know. It was weird. I mean, it was interesting, but I'm just saying, whatever.
Yeah.
This episode reminded me a lot more of the real world this time around because Ashley came over for dinner and they were talking about the body issues. They were talking about how to cook a good meal and everyone got that. Not everyone. Some people got that time to like dive deep. Again, all these other seasons we're seeing modeling practice, modeling.
Also, they're like, we want you to go home and practice the things that we told you. We want you to go take care of yourself and work out. It's like, in what time do you actually anticipate us to do that? They may say one thing, but the reality of it is like completely different.
How much time did you get to eat? Because I thought they were cracking another jab because they said Tyra starved us with this whole thing in 2014. That was like what was in the news.
No, that's horseshit. Come on, that's ridiculous. No, we ate all the time, and then we were allowed to buy food. So when you're at home, you eat whatever you buy. You know what I mean? They give you a per diem, so you can buy food. And then when you're on set, they have crafting. I mean, legally they have to do that. They can't not feed you. So no, that's ridiculous.
On set, the crafty, yes, that is.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
just
don't
eat
even know
the
what that
entire
means.
time.
Craft services.
It's just
Craft
like-
services is just a whole bunch of free food that is open for anyone to take and consume.
And when you're bored and there's nothing to do, all you do is eat.
Oh, when I'm on set, I come home with like pockets of like granola bars and napkins and apples and crafting.
I see
Oh, it's
people
the
who like
best.
take like if there's boxes left over, they've like
Oh,
taken
yeah,
the
I'm
whole
taking
box.
the to-go box.
And they're like, oh, because they throw it away a lot of
Yeah.
times, which is crazy.
Wait,
so.
did also anybody catch the huge announcement in this episode?
Of which one?
Ashley Graham's favorite food.
Oh my gosh,
Kale pesto pasta.
Yes.
I had no
It
idea.
looks
America,
good.
now we know.
We know.
It looks
Kale
great,
What
though,
pesto
Ashley
did it
Graham
not?
likes to eat.
I mean, I'm gonna go get me some tomorrow. Kale
I mean,
pesto
pesto is
pasta.
good. I don't know about the kale part.
They were
but
loading up
pesto's
on that
good.
cheese in there. That's
Oh,
not good
good.
for you.
Good. I'll eat cheese off of.
But it balances out with the kale. Kale is such an LA thing too.
Is it?
Kale is
Well,
everywhere
everything,
here.
like healthy, just healthiness in general.
I like that they touched on the body thing, though. I like that
Yeah.
they touched on the eating. It is I mean, we've all, well, I don't know about everybody on the panel, but I definitely have had my bout going up and down with the eating, not eating, and all that stuff. So I thought it was good that they are showing, again, that different side of the show, which does remind me when I have my moments of going back being like, this isn't America's Next Top Model, or in Rita's words, Next Top Model.
Right.
That when I see everything, it's like, okay, it is boss, it is brand, it is whatever.
It's just
bring
so
it.
real,
Yeah.
and I love that.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the trampoline scene? I kept thinking, like, if I was up there, I probably would be like, oh, you know, like a crazy face. What did you guys think about that?
My initial thought was, how many times did they shoot the intro with Ashley on the trampoline? That was in my head a little bit.
I actually
Next.
really love the challenge because it's sportswear is so in right now. I'm rocking my athleisure right now. You can't
Is that
really tell.
Fabletics?
It's not. It's actually
That's all I
it's
know. That's all I know.
Nike. It's Nike.
Lululemon.
Athleisure.
But yeah, literally, we see people wearing this style all the time, and it's big on the runways. And you know, a challenge like that where they are capturing something that's so important to sportswear, they needed to do something like that.
One frame. I thought that was wild.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like, I thought
remember
that was
back
crazy.
in the day, the one frame thing, I always loved that. It's like you get 7 frames, you get 3 frames, you get 2. I was like, boom. Extreme posing is definitely shows us what are your strengths. Can you think at the same time of pose, at the same time of flex, and at the same time of like telling us something with your eyes? And it was really cool to see. I think half of them bombed it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think like 2 or 3 of them nailed it. Obviously, Paige.
It
being
was a
one of
good
them.
like real world test of like where are your skills at, sort of. you know what I mean?
100%, Mike. Yeah.
Because
100%.
that's what really changed. I mean, you know, back in the day when everybody shot on film was expensive. You could only shoot so much film. So when you still shoot, you know, when you still get these old school models that are still around or have been doing it for so long, like they learn that like, yo, you have to get it in X amount of frames, otherwise you're fired, you know? And now it's like with digital, you just click, 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 click. I mean, like, oh, you'll probably have a good one in there somewhere, you know?
What a wonderful point, Mike. That is
Yeah.
amazing that you brought that up. Do you think that's why they gave, like when they gave Paige going to the next shoot, they were like, oh, let's get her in another angle or let's do something else with her? I was shocked. Do you think that's why is that why they do that now? They're like, oh, well, if she's not working with this, now we can take her over here because digital makes it easier?
Well, yeah, because you can literally take a picture, send it to the client halfway around the world, and 5 seconds later they can hit you back. Wow. Like before, it would take weeks before things developed and got shipped. Like it changed everything. I mean, it changed the entire way the world works. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was such a cool fun fact.
Yeah, I feel smarter now.
He's like, they send a picture message. You feel smarter.
you know, I saw a saying somewhere that said you used to have to work. Wait, how would it say?
Was it about the fax machine and all
No,
printing and all
wait.
that stuff?
Oh wait, you used to have to work hard to be a model. I can't remember it. Honestly, I'm gonna mess it up.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
The anticipation was killing us there.
Right.
I'm gonna get it towards the end of the episode and just say it randomly, and you'll be like, "What are we talking about?" Anyway, let's
Well, I just want to say that people at home agree and think that Paige killed it. Like, Paige was the one that did the best, and I think she did a great job.
Right,
That picture, I was like,
definitely.
wow, that was. I like how you know what it is. Last week she was here, and we really saw her personality, and now I'm noticing her personality so much more in the show. How she's just
Same.
so happy, and it's so funny to me, like in a good way. She's like, I don't know if you noticed, at the end of the show when they were calling the names, she's like the only one that like started giggling when her name was called. They were like, Paige, and she's like. Yeah, you know, and it's just I don't know, great energy. So
I actually noticed something else too that kind of goes with that. I wrote it down. Where it was a mama moment. Oh, when Paige won and she chose Tatiana, just the act of choosing Tatiana and saying, oh well, Tatiana's been arguing and she's so stressed out. I want her to relax. That's so mama. That's such a mama move.
That and the
Yeah.
cleaning. What a great win. A massage. Oh my God.
I was gonna say, what'd you think about that? I don't know what I feel about that.
Loved it. I loved
Take
it.
it on a massage.
I
Oh my
personally
God.
hate massages.
I've never
'cause I'm
had
ticklish.
one, so I don't know. Is that weird? Okay, you guys all like cringe. Like,
Y'all are missing
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Massage is
Yeah.
like the greatest
I feel
thing.
Got a lot of
awful.
ailments, you know. You gotta
Yeah.
take care of
Stress.
yourself.
It makes me want to die.
What?
But
Why?
I'm just very ticklish. So when I'm in a massage, I can't.
That means you
I
need deep
can't-
tissue.
No, I've done deep tissue. It
still
was
tickles
terrible.
Maybe you gotta get like a Thai massage where they walk on your back.
I
or
giggle the
something. I
whole
like those.
time. It's
Well,
so
that's
bad.
good. Maybe if you don't carry any stress in your back, girl, then God
Is this
bless
something
you.
that people do all the time? Do you guys? How often do you get
A lot
massages?
of
I'm
people
wealthy.
go. A lot of people
If I
go
could-
weekly.
If I could go weekly,
Weekly?
yes.
I can't go weekly. I go to chiropractor weekly, but I can't get a massage.
You go to
Oh
the.
my God.
Oh, well, I don't do anything.
Hey,
now.
when you're 6'4", you got back problems. you know what I
Okay.
mean?
And I have back problems for other things.
I need to
so
treat-
it's like, mine are there too, buddy. I would go every week if I could afford it.
I need to
but-
treat myself. it
Radiance
seems
of
like.
Life, Larchmont Village. Sorry.
But it
Whoa.
is great. It's
They
great
better
for the
give, you
models.
guys better give her a free massage next time. That was a free plug for you. Anyways.
Sponsored by Larchmont Village.
Yeah, right?
But it's great for the models that they had the option to have a massage, because I can only think with all the weird posing and stuff like that, you can get tension in certain places.
Oh my gosh, totally.
Now, behind the scenes, do they actually have like people who come in and do anything? Like
No.
massage or
No.
I mean, I don't know. You never know.
No.
They don't
No.
have like people that come in and like cook for you guys. Or
No,
anything?
no, the house is a mess. Nobody cleans anything
house
up.
clean
There's
keeper?
like shit falling down half the time because they throw it together and you know how quickly just to get people in there and film there. So it's like all rigged and stuff and yeah, it's.
I
a
would
mess.
think there was a housekeeper or something.
No. They got to keep low budget.
Yeah,
baby,
that's
low
an extra
budget.
expense.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. So speaking with the sports theme, the boxing, we go into the boxing and we have a Sports Illustrated model. Now, I don't know about y'all, but for the first time, I knew the person who came on, Chanel Iman. I was like, okay, here we go. Now we're bringing it. We got that model vibe, and let's get to it. I thought Tatiana killed it. I don't like that they didn't think so at the panel, but I thought again, she killed it.
Wait, out of every single person that came on, she's the first person you've known?
Yeah.
Oh, Chanel Iman.
Yeah, she's the one. that I was like,
Zendaya,
DJ
DJ Khaled.
I mean, DJ Khaled, yes, but
Okay,
DJ
I'm like,
Khaled,
no one? Like,
No,
my goodness.
okay, but again, DJ Khaled, I guess this was when we were on. I get it for the branding, for the social media, DJ Khaled. But
For the millennials.
Yeah, but did I think he belonged on this show?
Oh,
no.
no.
You know, but Zendaya.
But she makes sense.
Zendaya, yeah, I get it.
Zendaya,
Obviously,
sure,
no law
because of
connection,
law, yeah. But she was like, I was like, boom, model. Now we have a
Legit,
model.
yeah.
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 And it was a cool setup. I still think though, what did you guys think? The feedback they were getting, which again, gotta let go and quit comparing. The feedback they were giving, I was not hearing except for Chris Leanne. Stretch your neck out, elongate yourself, all these things. They were not giving any modeling tips. Did you?
No. Yeah, they
They
did.
were.
For Chris Leanne.
Yeah. I feel like Drew actually
No, they
grew on me in
did.
this episode. I feel like he was giving a lot of tips.
For India also, remember India?
Yeah.
They said make your body longer. Do you see how Chanel, her neck is like this, and she looks like she's just so long. They kept saying stuff.
I mean, if you think about it too, this isn't like world's worst cooks. It's like, you know, these are still very respected people in the industry. They're still attached to this, so they don't want to put out a bad product. You know what I mean? So like they still want to coach these people and like help them out and get a great shot because ultimately that's what it's about.
Yeah, I just don't. I think the coaching has been lacking, and I guess you guys are. Maybe I just was selective hearing, but I was like, wow, I'm not hearing it.
No, they definitely do it for everybody too.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it's in such like a, you know,
Yeah.
stuff going on
you mean
all over
coaching
the place.
during
yeah.
the shoots?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the same as I don't know if you watched when the guys and the girls were on, but his name was what's his name? The Asian guy that was on.
You say?
Yeah, he was too much. But he would be like,
He-
you need to stand up straight. Like
he was like so much for the show, but he is a brilliant
That's
photographer
amazing.
and he knows how to work with people and how to make people to move. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. You know
That's
what I mean?
amazing.
But you probably would like him because
Yeah.
his feedback was like, it was too much watching it. You know, it was like he's just
Yeah,
yelling the
yeah,
entire
yeah.
time, like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like, so.
Yeah, I just remember again other episodes. They would be like, put your shoulders in, put your neck out, elongate. Like I remember all of that because
Yeah.
I literally mimicked it, being so short. You know, being 5 feet tall. My pictures from moving forward, I was always like,
Tyra did that a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the critique and feedback, even in previous seasons, was always, you know, if it was presented a lot of times in a very cheesy manner, but the information that was there, even like Tyra with the way she would make up these silly sayings for things, like it
Yeah.
was silly, but there was actual truth behind it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And it's stuck in your mind because it was silly.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. But I thought it was so interesting that Chanel was giving a lot of advice and tips.
I loved
I
her.
love
That's great.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
she
so
was phenomenal.
sweet.
She was so encouraging to everyone and just like, I was like, yes, I like that, you know, because everyone has met someone in whatever industry they're in who's kind of intimidating. You don't know how to act around them, you know? So when you meet someone like her who is like like, I mean, she didn't say it, but you can tell, like be cool, like, and they're
Down to
encouraging
earth.
you. It makes me so happy, you know.
Yeah, she was great. I thought it was good. I do think that half the girls did overpower her, which was the point in the
Right.
photos, and then some of them totally fell short. Like totally fell short. But that would be such a tough shoot, I think.
Yeah.
To do
Definitely.
something that active. But who was your all's favorite? Do you
Out of
remember?
that shoot, I
Yeah.
think that. What did I write? I think Tatiana was.
What did
great.
you write down over there?
Yeah, right. I think Tatiana was really good, but I wrote Corianne had the best photo.
Oh,
No,
here you go,
no, I think no. I said Corianne.
Oh, I thought you said Courtney.
No, I
thought
said
you said
Corianne. I'm like I've never
Yeah,
said
you're just
anything
ready
about
to rumble
Corianne.
over
there.
No, did you see that? She's like, oh.
It's like fireworks
But let
over
me
here.
say, I did like Courtney's picture. It was good, but it wasn't the best. I think that Cody had one of the best. Cody and Corianne. I think they were great, and Tatiana was really good.
I'll wait.
Wait, okay,
Just
cool.
because I feel like last time maybe I talked a lot and I want to overtalk this time.
It's a little bit more even now. It's just 4 of us. But so I love Tatiana, Marissa, and Cody during the competition. But Corianne actually came out with the best shot, in my opinion. Tatiana, I loved her, but then she was kind of just doing the same thing over and over.
Kick.
Just a kick, and they wanted her to spice it up, do something different, and she didn't. So she had a great shot, but all of her film probably looked the same.
But she got a good shot.
Yes, exactly. That's like I think out of everybody, she was like the most extended. The model. I thought Paige was great. You can't hold Drew. You can't hold Paige accountable and say yours technically doesn't count because I let you have a new thing that a cheerleader would do. I was like, why throw that in her
But
face? if
that's
you
real
gave the
life. If
option?
something's not working, you change something up and try it
Exactly.
new. That's what you do.
And he's the one that did it, though.
Right.
Right.
That's
So
how
it
we're
wasn't like
okay.
she was trying to like, no, this isn't working. We got to do it. It's like, no, let's like figure this out.
And then he
Yeah.
threw it out. I was like, no. But I totally, again, disagree. I feel like they keep highlighting Corianne and highlighting Cody. And it's, to me, the same thing over and over. Like, Cody's, to me, did not stand out. Again, she was hunched. And if this is America's Next Top Model, I want to see some body here.
But
she
maybe-
did look fierce in the face. But
Maybe the fact that she's already tall makes a difference. Because, you know, they say that more so to the women that are shorter. You know,
Yeah.
so being that she's already tall, it's like, okay, you have room to do something else. But what did you think? Who was your favorite?
yeah, Mr. Model.
Corianne definitely had the best shot, for sure. I love Tatiana. I actually really like Tatiana. She's a babe. I like her vibe. I don't. She's not going to win this thing, but she's a winner in my book. I like Tatiana. You're looking good, girl.
Hey, Tatiana.
Let me say I agree with him because when I watched the show, I'm always thinking, her out of this show, she's probably so just bomb, like just amazing, like just everything. You know, like you know the
Yeah.
girls when they walk down the street, they're so put together and they just are like, it's like, who's that? I feel like that's her. I'm serious when I
Oh,
watch
yeah,
her on the
for
show.
sure.
I agree.
You know, you can tell that she's just like all about it when she's off of the show. So I agree with that.
I feel like we got to see it with her argument with Benta. We finally got to see some, not that she's not showing personality, but we got to see some of her flair, some of her, I hate to be cliche, but some of her boss. And
She's
like,
a girl from New York. You know,
Yeah.
like she's not gonna back down. She knows
yeah,
her shit.
yeah. And you mentioned being on the show, the season you were on, and you kind of more like sat back and were giggling and like watching, and that might have something to do with it. So if she would
What?
step out, you were like, you're laughing. You said you
Excuse
were
me?
laughing when people
Giggling.
fought, right?
Oh no, I was giggling all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, I was getting drunk and giggling all the
That's
time.
awesome. But,
Hey-o.
you know, maybe if she like went in there and threw herself, maybe if Benta fought with her more, we'd have seen more from her.
I don't like.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't like when I see that side of them only because I'm thinking. When I watch that, sometimes I'm thinking, oh man, think about after the show. Because let's say you do make it and become a model, even if you don't win the show. If I see a personality on the show and you're really rude, I'm gonna think something about you. There was a girl. I mean, I know it's a show, but some people like Benta, I would be like, this girl is something else. You know what I mean? She's always into something.
Yeah.
What is the girl's name? Who she's actually doing really well now. She was on the show. She had vitiligo, and now she's like really popular.
Yeah.
Chantel, is it Chantel?
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She on the show, I was like, this girl, I did not like her on the show. She was I feel like she was very like just, I don't know, just very like rude
I can't
and
say much
stuff,
because I
but-
had very few interactions with her, but everyone I know that was on that season, I talked to a lot of them, were like, no, that's her. I
believe it.
But again, I think it goes back to the fact that like they keep promoting this, you gotta have a great attitude. It's like, no, if you gotta look and people want to pay for you, it doesn't matter your attitude.
Because she's doing well.
Naomi
right
She's
now.
Campbell.
doing phenomenal
Yeah.
Naomi
regardless what people
Campbell.
think of her. Yeah,
He's
look,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like you
They
just,
act like, we like the people with the best personality. No, it's who takes the best photograph.
that's true, but I just feel, maybe, you know what, I just want people to, like, you should be nice to people in the sense of like, like don't be that person who's like so rude to people all the time, you know, because I feel like if they act like this even on the show when there's cameras, I can imagine what they act like when there's no cameras around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
some of it's an act too. Like
Yeah.
people play the role that will get them the most attention and lead to things.
Like VH1, like a VH1 show.
Right.
Because VH1's not going to follow the Miss America. This isn't Miss
That's
America.
true.
You know,
That
this
is
is
true.
America's Next Top Model, Boss, business brand. Unfortunately for women, Boss is associated with being like aggressive and mouthy.
No, not aggressive. Assertive, exactly.
Assertive. But one thing I love about Tatiana is I feel like she's someone who could take the VH1 talent deal aspect of the prize and really run with it.
That's the thing that gets me the most about this season, because like you can always look at the prizes, like especially now I'm like, oh, I know who's gonna make it to the end. You know what I mean? Like you could just tell the way they set it up. But that is a real interesting part, because it's like you're not gonna give. I don't know what that means. Talent development. What does that mean? They're gonna give you your own show?
That's where I'm
that
thinking.
means
Like who is that interesting that they're gonna give their own show? I don't know.
well, I in my opinion, that means like, for example, I mean, I don't know if I'm right, but I bet you when it happens, I'm gonna be right.
Are you doing your prediction right now?
Well, not about who's gonna win, but my prediction is when they say a talent deal is means a lot. It means
be-
like
that's
when there's
so
an award
broad.
show. Well,
Yeah.
when there's an award show, you might be interviewing on the red carpet. You might be
Right.
hosting a show. You might like it's not necessarily you getting your own show, but whenever there's events, you know, there's always someone from each network that goes out.
Very
you know?
true, yeah.
So I think it's just, and that's really good though, because think about it, if you get the Revlon commercial, which is going to be exposure for you in itself, you're going to get a talent deal for a year. There's a lot of events that are going to happen. You know, you're going to be seeing a lot, and then hopefully you get signed with someone also. You know, that's like setting the way.
That's
in
a
so,
boss business
yeah,
brand.
like there's so many different angles where it's
Yeah.
like I've seen you on TV. And
That's
then
almost
I've
a
seen
bigger
you,
platform.
Like, yeah,
Yes.
you know, because
Yes.
people who
Yes.
don't watch fashion shows online when this fashion week might see her on the red carpet. People who don't do that might see her on in a YouTube Rimmel commercial. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
So I think it's great.
yeah.
And
That-
also, some
yeah.
people on the show I don't actually feel like really want to be models. I feel like Tatiana wants to be that boss,
Yeah.
the new America's Next Top Model, but she's not necessarily. She wants to be signed to Wilhelmina and be out here on catwalks.
I mean, to me, the only real two fashion models on the show are Binta and Courtney. I don't think there's anybody else that can shoot high fashion. You know, maybe Tatiana a little bit here, maybe Paige a little bit
point.
here. But those, if we're talking strictly modeling, those are the best two, clearly.
I agree.
But again, that's where it goes back to where are they going to take it this year, you know, with this whole talent thing. Because I don't think either of them are very interesting or engaging, to be honest.
Wait,
Speaking
what would you have done if you had won in the season where a talent deal was a part of the prize?
Oh my God.
Or just with the prize package
What would
they
I
had
have
this
done?
year? Yeah, like how would that have been for you? Would that have been
I would have
motivation?
paid off all of my credit card debt. Number one, then I probably would have been on vacation. And then after that, you know, I don't know. I guess you got to kind of figure it out. Everybody acts like you need to sort of have this direct plan of attack, and it's like that's good to have, but especially in this industry, so many things come at you from so many different ways. You got to be open to different things and trying new things.
Which is why a talent deal is amazing.
That I agree.
You know, because it's like you have so many different avenues. I would love if I got a talent deal. Oh my God, you know, because I mean, for all of us, we're hosts. Like that's what we do. So can you imagine if you got a talent deal? Like you're gonna be everywhere.
I actually had an idea for a show, and I still might try to do it online. I don't think you can actually put it on TV, where I just get blasted drunk. Because for me, I tell like a lot of stories when I'm drunk. It's like a way to like bond with people. I want to sit down and just like bring out people's craziest stories, but like while we're getting blasted, because those are the best stories.
I think you
Wait,
should
don't,
do
That would
don't
be
tell your
so
And
whole
I was
entertaining.
gonna say,
tell your
don't
whole
let other
idea
people
to the
take it.
internet.
But do
Well,
it.
you're not gonna do it better than me anyway. Come on.
Love that confidence.
I mean, I don't know. I just think talent deal is great. I mean, I do think that there should be some type of modeling, something there,
Well,
like
they've
contract,
always awarded
but-
a contract with an agency. I think every single season. This
Yeah,
is the first
this
one they're not
time-
doing that.
Correct.
But they do get a spread in paper magazine, so maybe they're just.
But that's one photo shoot in one
It's true.
magazine.
I think they should have some type of contract. But either way, I think the talent deal might be able to do more for them because, I mean, by the way, you said you didn't feel like anyone was model material other than those few. I think India, with the present day like top model girls right now, India would fit in so well. There's Gigi Hadid, there's Kendall Jenner, there's Hailey Baldwin, like all
Yeah.
these girls. India. Sorry, I'm trying to get the names right. India would fit in so well with them. What do you guys
Actually,
think?
disagree because I feel like she doesn't have enough personality.
But I mean, I mean, maybe it's bad 'cause she looks kind of just like them. But I feel like she'd fit in well. I feel like that's the look that is going on right now. The girls that kind of don't really, like if they walked in a room, you don't necessarily think that they're a model, but you think that they're like pretty, and then they're like, because when I mean,
but her photographs haven't really shown that either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for a talent deal wise, maybe I'm thinking, you know, I think she'd be great. I think her look is great.
I just don't think she has enough presence. You know, like Rita even mentioned during the panel that she thought, you know, with the purple hair that she would pop out more and stand out more. And even in the photograph, she had the cooler outfit and she just didn't pop out whatsoever, which stinks because she's so pretty and she could really use her features, but she isn't.
So maybe like what you said, she's not a model, but she's
I know.
pretty.
No, she said she worked all over the world as a model. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure anybody would hire her for, you know, a commercial campaign, but I don't think she has that, you know, that je ne sais quoi, whatever you want to call it, you know?
Yeah, she wouldn't be one of the it girls.
Well,
She could work, but she wouldn't be an it girl.
one thing I would also say though about these competitions, I never think that I don't want to say it doesn't mean anything, but just because you win doesn't mean anything, in my opinion. Because I feel like you can win the show, and there are many people who are on America's Next Top Model who won, and we don't know where they are, but the people who did not win, let's say Eva Marcel, for example, she's like an actress, she's always on random things. I don't know if do you guys know who she is?
Yeah, I think she has a reality show right now.
Yeah, she's been on so much stuff, but so the point is like, you get that little exposure. I mean, it depends on
But
what
she
you want
won
to
her
do with
season.
it. Did she win?
Some of the...
Oh, did she really? Oh, never mind. So that was a really bad example.
No, most of the people that have been successful didn't win. Like Leela from 19, she shoots for Gucci and she does tons of high fashion stuff, and she's probably one of the most successful girls to come out of it. She was like 3rd or 4th or something. You know, but it's more of a platform. It's those who sort of utilize the platform and the situation to the best of their ability, really. You know what I mean?
Like Paige was
I was
actually
just
talking to us
gonna
about
say
that.
that.
Paige mentioned before we were filming the episode about how, you know, she's really using this time to like seek out opportunities and see, you know, what's out there. Whereas she said some of the other girls weren't using the opportunity as, I guess, as the same way she was, and they were very not sad, but just comparing themselves. Like, why aren't we getting as much exposure as attention as you are getting right now? But she's being proactive about it.
I hope she doesn't get hit up in that group text after this. I was
I
like,
know.
oh, God.
I'm sorry, Paige, putting all of the tea out.
No, I will say this to anybody that happens, to those of you out there, do make it on to America's Next Top Model. And this is a part for anybody, and I guess in the world of entertainment. But just because you get on the show doesn't mean people are going to come knocking on your door when it's over. And then, you know, 6 months later, somebody else is going to be taking your place and they're going to already forget about you. So, you know, you got to get out there, you got to work, you got to hustle. That's just the name of the game. You know what I mean? If you get out there and you work it, great. If you don't, they're going to forget about you.
You have to take advantage of your
absolutely.
opportunity. You
Andy
seize the
Warhol
opportunity.
said it, 15 minutes of fame.
And if you want to turn it into an hour, you need to work, right? So.
That's when you release a sex tape.
Oh.
Mine's coming out earlier. I'm cringing on.
He said
So,
earlier.
Hang it on by the thread.
panel, who made it, who didn't?
Well, we touched on sort of best photo. I think except, you know, for one of us here, everyone thought Coriana had the best photo. Agreed, you know?
3 out of 4. Majority wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
It got all awkward all of it. Let's go to the chat real quick. I want to shout you guys out. Can we do that? Let's do it. All right. So first of all, let's say hi to Scrappy's mom. We love you. You are here every single week. You're always commenting. And I'm pretty sure you said you agreed with me at one point on this. So thank you so much for that. Also, Lawrence Falk, he's been on here the entire time watching. So thank you. Let's read one of the comments. So Kayla S says, if India has just turned a little more toward the camera in her picture, it would have been better. What do you guys think?
Agreed. I think that's right. You have to capture the camera, capture the focus, and sometimes looking off doesn't have that same effect.
She needed to connect. Okay. Kayla also said that India has the Gigi Hadid look. I'm with you, Kayla. I agree with that. All right, and then one more comment from Thievius Raccoonius. I love your name. Corianne is sweet. She just doesn't have a big personality. She's like Nick from season 5 and Natasha from season 19. Wow, you really watched the show. Okay.
Throwing it back, season 5.
Yeah, I was like, wow. Well, thank you guys for all the comments. We really appreciate it.
Yes, for sure.
Predictions. Next week.
We didn't talk about who got eliminated.
That's great.
Oh,
We spent plenty of time talking about other things.
I know. Everyone's sitting there like, what would you talk about?
So bottom 2, we had Chris Leanne and Kyle, which was funny because we most of us said Chris Leanne last
we did.
week.
High five.
Hey.
Who else said it?
Wait,
I
I
don't
mean,
remember.
we're not cheersing to her demise.
Oh,
but
no. Sorry. Wow.
we
I like
predicted.
you, Chris Leanne.
That was creepy.
I thought she had turned a corner. I didn't think she was gonna go.
I think
thought-
there was a personal vendetta. Word on the street is behind the scenes. There's been talks that Rita had something against Chris
You
Leanne.
are so scandalous. I cannot.
is.
Like she's so.
You heard it here
Did you guys
first,
see her
ladies and
last
gentlemen.
week when she kind of like asked Paige that question? She's like, "So what you're saying is she didn't like her," and I was like, "Oh my god."
It's like, let me
Journalist
scoot
at heart.
away.
Coach by
Right?
day,
Maybe we
journalist
can
by
get
heart.
Rita on the show. Rita, hey,
my
if
God,
we
that
would
would
like
be
to
so
welcome you to the
amazing.
show anytime. Call in, come join us.
Yeah.
Wear the
Say
bow
hello.
again. I was a big fan of the bow she had on
The
tonight.
flamenco. Okay, never mind.
I mean, she thought that
Thank God, yeah.
she almost stopped it during the panel last week. She's like, I think we're making a mistake. And by coincidence, this week, Chris Leanne goes. What's that tell you?
But at the same time, I do understand because, you know, if Chris Leanne was killing it and she's more petite, that's one thing. But she's not killing it, you know?
I thought Kyle should have been home.
I didn't think her photo was that bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kyle
it wasn't
should've
great,
gone.
but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Kyle really does do the same face every time.
Yeah. Kyle should have gone home. I think there's a few girls that could have gone home tonight. Like, I was like not impressed. I was like, this, like you just said beautifully earlier in the show, this was a perfect opportunity to see how talented you are. And I feel like a lot of the girls did not bring it.
I mean,
Truth will set you free.
Yeah.
what's his name? He did say, what's Law Roach? He did say, if Ruby Rose and Kyle were in the same room, Kyle would be like no one would pay attention to her.
Right,
So
right.
I mean, I feel like it's almost hard. It's hard though sometimes to like show your personality. You know, especially when you're in a situation that's so high pressure. You know, like you can be. I mean, who knows how she really? I mean, she probably is like that, but who knows how she really is off of the show? You know, I mean, there's cameras everywhere and there's so much pressure. So maybe she could be a star, and maybe she's just. I don't know. No.
But I feel like there's a difference
You're
between
like, no.
showing personality and having presence. Because some of the contestants, they don't have to say a word, but you see them, you feel them in the room, you see them in their
That's
pictures.
true. That's a thing.
Yeah, Benta.
Yeah.
Well, she's
I'm sure
No, but
Benta
she has
definitely
presence,
has. I
though.
can tell just
Yeah.
from TV. She's in a room, you're gonna notice.
No,
it.
that
Of course,
girl. Like
yeah.
I feel like she's very powerful for her presence. Like if she's here, you might be intimidated. Just like wow, that girl is like she knows who she is. You know. So I guess, but that's something that you get as you grow, and you know what I mean. So Kyle, she'll
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get into predictions for next week.
Your AfterBuzz
Episode
TV
7.
predictions.
Start us off there, Desola. Who's going home?
Who's going home next week? I kind of think that it's either Kyle or I don't want to say India because I like her for some reason. I feel like Kyle, India, and I'm gonna throw a little curveball, Corianne. I feel like she's gonna go back to, but I don't know. She'll be here next week. She'll let us know.
Kyle.
I think that India is going to go home.
I said India last week for this week. I know it's kind of a long shot, but some of the things that started to happen with her was what I saw happening with her. So I'll stick with it again for next week. I'll go India.
Awesome.
I think with all this drama with Kyle, I'm gonna keep her around one more week.
Yeah.
Touche.
All right,
Storyline.
you guys get in those comments and let us know who you think are going home next week, please.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
Another great episode.
That was fun. I enjoyed
Where
that.
can they find you, Mike?
All right, you can find me on the internet, Mike Scocozza, SCOCOZZA.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at vivaciouslyviv, vivaciouslyvivian.com, and poshboyspolish.com.
Instagram and Twitter at Heather Yerrid.
Everywhere at Desola B, DAYSHOLAB.
Spell it out. There we go. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.